Transformers, Rise of the Beasts director talks relationship with the franchise. This is over on Coming Soon, obviously. Yesterday on the Twitter pages, everybody was talking about the new logo. Transformers 7, Rise of the Beasts. That means we get Beast Wars, right, guys? We finally get Beast Wars. During today's Transformers, Rise of the Beasts press conference, director Stephen Capel Jr. talked about his relationship with the Transformers universe, including Beast Wars. So obviously we're going back in time here with this, right? To the prehistoric times, right? Yeah, that's where Beast Wars took place, right? Basically, if you read this article, he just talks about his passion for it and why he likes Beast Wars and stuff like that. So that's okay. There were some other people talking about, okay, well then who's going to be in this? It's obviously going to be Optimus Primal, right? And I think it is still Megatron, though. That's the bad guy, right? Beast Wars was a little bit after my time. I was a little bit too old to watch Beast Wars. But Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons. Now, I think that what we're getting out of this is that most people are thinking that Scourge is going to be the bad guy instead of Megatron. And some people even said Surge instead of Scourge. But we all know that there's a Transformer named Scourge. But he was with Galvatron, so I don't see how that fits in with Beast Wars, unless I missed it. The 7th movie in the live-action franchise will be helmed by Capel Jr. from a screenplay by Joby Harold, starring Anthony Ramos in The Heights. He did In The Heights, and Dominique Fishback, who was in Judas and the Black Messiah. Transformers Rise of the Beast release date is June 24th, 2022. So they must have been shooting this already. This project has been really flying under the radar, for me especially, because I've known about it, but I guess nobody was really paying attention. We didn't get set photos. We didn't get any of this kind of stuff. So let's just go take a look at the IMDb, what they have so far for this. And it's not much, guys. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, action adventure, June 24th, 2022. So that's next year. That's going to be putting it up against Jurassic World Dominion. That comes out June 10th. So like it'll have a week and a half, 2 weeks to deal with that. Transformers Rise of the Beasts will take audiences on a 90s adventure and introduce the Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons to the existing battle on Earth between the Autobots and Decepticons. Now, wasn't Beast Wars, though, like prehistoric times? So how are there going to be humans in that? Or in this, unless they go back in time with them or something like that. I don't know how they're going to explain it. Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback. So guys, let's take a look at this Anthony Ramos. Who is he? He was just in The Heights. If you managed to go out and see In the Heights, I apologize if there's some, ads here on the side that bother people. But he does have some acting credits that are of note because of In the Heights. And he was in The Honest Thief with Liam Neeson. He was a cop in that movie, along with Jai Courtney, and he was good in that movie. Honest Thief. He was actually very good in that movie. Honest Thief flew under the radar for a lot of people, but Liam Neeson puts out these action movies every year that are they're not big blockbusters, but they're always very well made, and Liam Neeson is always great in them. So if you missed Honest Thief, go back and see that, because you'll get a really good idea of who this Anthony Ramos is. If you didn't see In the Heights, he's good. Now, I didn't know who this Dominique Fishback was, because I never saw Judas and the Black Messiah. Because of the pandemic, theaters weren't open. I'm sorry, I didn't get out to see it. Now, I don't know too much more about her. She was in Project Power. That was on Netflix. Guys, that was a terrible movie. I couldn't even finish watching that movie. It was just like, I paused about halfway through to go up and get a drink, and I was like, do I really want to finish watching Project Power? No. So I just moved on. It says nothing about her acting in it. It was just the story was terrible. But reflecting upon it, do I remember her from it? No. That's my bad. But, okay, so that's the new two people from the Transformers. But there is a quote here that we'll take a look at. There is a quote about the characters and their descriptions. Let me pull that up. Fishback plays Elena, an artificial researcher who works at a museum where her boss continues to steal credit from her own work. What? She's in a museum. Ramos plays Noah, a Brooklyn native and ex-military who serves as a father figure to siblings who come who came back home trying to find his way, if you will. When he came back home, Ramos said at the virtual conference, they come from a low-income home, so Noah's always hustling. Ramos also added that Noah is a tech prodigy who can fix anything. So it's cool we see him in his element at a certain point in film. How does he know? Okay, so obviously that's his character description. He's an ex-military. He was a tech guy his father was an I don't know what the heck's going on here, guys. You know what? Who cares? Nobody cares about what the characters are like just right. Because everybody really only cares about the Transformers, right? Everybody only cares about the Transformers and what's going on with them. The human sides of the story have always been the weakest point, except for Bumblebee, because I really enjoyed what Haley Steinfeld brought with that story, and her relationship with Bumblebee was actually fairly good. That was the only good one so far. Maybe a little bit of the first one with Shia LaBeouf, but the director says that he was a really big fan of this franchise, and we're going to have to trust in that. It's still a year away now, so I'm guessing another 6 months and we'll start ramping up with some marketing material. Maybe we'll get some behind-the-scenes photos along the way here, and when we do, we will talk about that. Guys, Vin Diesel is back on his social media talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the Fast and the Furious franchise and how he gave him tough love. Do you buy that? Do you really buy that? And he says that he had to give the Rock acting tips. No, I don't believe that at all. Vin, what are you talking about, boy? Let's look into this. Vin Diesel blames tough love for his feud with Dwayne Johnson. And this is just a long, grotesque story that if you want to read this, it goes into the history of their feud. Apparently back in what was number 6, or maybe it was even number 5. Basically, guys, what happened was that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was really angry with somebody on the set, and he started tweeting like the unprofessional behavior and stuff like that. And now Vin Diesel was saying that was just tough love. He was giving him acting tips because the Vin Diesel's an authority on acting for some reason, according to himself, which tells you exactly who Vin Diesel is. Now, guys, look at what's going to be happening in the story. I'm going to tell you this. Vin Diesel is not the greatest actor. And I think we all know that. I think most people know that. He doesn't know that, but he thinks that he's the main draw for this thing now. And this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of stopped watching Vin Diesel movies. And it really turns me off watching Fast and the Furious movies too, because when you hear and you read any of the bits of the backstory, so it was basically The Rock was upset one day because Vin Diesel didn't show up to the set on time, and people were waiting and waiting and waiting. And then he comes in with this bloated sense of, well, hey, if you're not pulling your weight, then I'm going to dress you down, kind of thing. And I'm going to give you the tips. That's if you read into it, that's pretty much the way it went down. But because of the way that Vin Diesel's talking about this, it really sounds like he's just trying to puff himself up bigger than Dwayne Johnson. So what's going to happen out of this? Probably nothing. Most likely nothing. And nothing should happen, because I'll tell you this. There are the Rock's fan base, and then there's Vin Diesel's fan base. And the way I see things is that those fan bases don't really need to like each other. They don't need to, recognize each other. I think The Rock's fan base is bigger than Vin Diesel's. I really do. And to actually think that Vin Diesel was trying to give The Rock acting tips. He's like, I'm producing this, so you're going to act the way that I want you to. It's kind of like, God, guys. Vin, man, you're really losing my respect with this. Like, you're not a good actor. You're not. You know what? I liked you in Riddick, but Riddick was just, it didn't require much range. And once you did try to show us a little bit of range, it wasn't that good. Like that witchcraft movie, The Witch Hunter or whatever, that was terrible. You were awful in that, and you're definitely bad in the Triple X movies. What sells the Triple X movies, what sold the Fast movies, were the stunts and the action. It wasn't the acting, not even close to the acting. And I hate to say that. I know I'm going to get thumbs down for saying that, but as I said before, the Vin Diesel crowd and the Rock crowd, they don't need to be fans of each other. And as far as him bringing this up, I'm guessing he just wants to try to get some clout to the Fast 9 that's slowly getting really, really bad buzz. Really bad buzz from Fast 9. So I'm guessing he's trying to stoke this fire again. I wouldn't pay attention to it if you're a Rock fan. just don't pay attention to Vin Diesel. And this really bums me out about the Fast 9 franchise, just that he would bring this up again. It's out there, and it's gossip, right? That's what it is. It's gossip, and I don't like to talk about it too much more. And that's it. It's starting to get me a little bit riled up, and you're not here to watch that. You're here to watch movie news. Okay, let's go back to my web browser feed. Now, we talked about this yesterday. Rachel Zegler was cast as Snow White in Disney's new live-action movie. And we saw this on the Twitter scroll last night. And yeah, so I had to look her up on IMDb and figure out who she is. She's going to be in the new West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. We saw pictures of her on the Twitter yesterday. Okay. Yeah, thanks, McDonald's. Ziegler. Okay, and I think she looks like she can carry this role. Like, she looks like it from the pictures of West Side Story, and there she is. She's way shorter than Ansel Elgort there. But you know what? She's going to be with dwarves. So that means the dwarves are going to have to be really small. Hopefully they use the same technology they did in the Huntsman movies, where they made the taller people actually look smaller. I hope they do that. Or, you know what? If they go out and actually get smaller people who are actors, that would be even better. But yeah, look at this photo. She can be Snow White for sure. That definitely. And Ansel Elgort, he was my pick to play Han Solo, but I guess not. Yeah, okay, so she does look good. But let's just take a look at her acting credits, because we wanted to know if she's going to be able to carry this. She's only done West Side Story. That's why people are a little bit upset. But apparently she can sing and she can act. Steven Spielberg's behind her. She's going to be in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We just talked about those new suits all this week. So it's going to have to. I'm going to have to see how this develops. I think she can do the part. I think she can definitely do the part for sure. Okay, guys. So that's pretty much the way that the movie news has been today. And guys, it's a 24-hour news cycle. So if I miss something today, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And I'm thinking we're going to try to keep this kind of a raw aesthetic to it. We're going to keep it like this, because putting all the PowerPoint pictures together, it just takes time. So I'll fix my web browser page to bring in those blow-ups better next time, so that it blows up the entire page and shows you the full graphics, so I don't have to keep going back to my OBS screen. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me know what you thought about some of these stories in the comments below, and that's pretty much it. You're watching Mirror Domains. Hit that subscribe button, guys. All right.